Hey everybody and welcome to another issue of Electronic Green Room. Today's issue is a tech talk again. I think the last tech talk was like 2 years ago. So another tech talk about a topic I've been working on since the last past weeks. It is an optimization to the user interface or the skin of Virtual DJ displaying on the Prime 4. So you may know that the Prime 4 default skin of Virtual DJ has some issues, and I was addressing them and did some optimizations I want to show you, but not only for the Prime 4. If you're an owner of the Prime Go, this is also for you. So we start with a quick overview, and afterwards we will go into each and every screen in detail. So let's get this thing started. We start with the default 2-wave horizontal view or 2 decks horizontal view. This is not very different from the default Prime Go view, but it has some little optimizations. As you can see, for example, here an 8-pad mode for the Prime 4. Next is a 4-deck horizontal view where you have your 4 decks displayed at a glance, 4 waveforms, 4 decks, and the active deck is displayed in an optimized swap mode. And now something complete new, a 4-deck vertical view where you see all the wavelines in vertical manner and the song positions too. And last but not least, a 2-deck vertical view where you have your playlist, your current playlist in the middle, and can use it to drag and drop songs into your decks. Okay. That was the overview, and now we go into each and every screen in detail. So let's go back to the 2 decks horizontal view and switch to this one here, and I can show you with the mouse what I'm talking about. So here is everything as you might know it. I already mentioned that you have here for the Prime 4 a full view of your pads, and on top some little customizations where you can see here the rating and the tag 1 field or the user 1 field where I organize my tags to tag my music. Everything else is like it was before. I did some optimizations for the displaying of additional information, so when you press here you can see additional information about the song. And if the information is too long, it just scrolls the information. So let's see if I missed something. I have a little note here for the 2 decks view. Yeah, another optimization I did especially for the Prime Go is that I display a VU meter on the left side. So let me switch to the Prime Go theme for this skin, and there you can see that on the left side here is a VU meter. Let's do it like this so you can see it. So you have a VU meter per channel, which is pretty useful because the Prime Go doesn't have it. And of course, what the Prime Go also needs is a section to display all the effects. This effect section is displayed below, and the Prime Go has also only 4 pads with a bank mode, and that is why only 4 pads are displayed here. So switching back to the, let's say, Prime 4 mode, that's this one. Yeah, the not needed information, the VU meter, the Prime has it already installed here as LEDs, and the effect section is not displayed, but the 8-pad section now. So let's come to the next screen, which is a completely rework of a 4-deck screen. You can see, first of all 4 decks and their waveforms. So if you do multi-deck mixing, you have everything at a glance. And this is very important. So coming to the deck view, as you can see, the active deck is displayed the normal way. So every information is there, as you would suggest. Here it is. And you have a little view here on the button that displays the inactive deck. So if I switch around here, now the current song or deck 1 got deactivated or passive, and deck 3 is now active. So switching back, you can see that deck 1 is active now. I hide all the information that is not so important for you if you do multi-channel mixing. But one information is very important: how long does the song play? So that is why I did some optimizations here. So if the song comes to an end, like deck 1 song, it does only 30 seconds left. We have here a section or a time that is displayed as soon as the song is played, like the first half. Let's go there, and you see the time display goes away as soon as I am in the first section of the song. Yeah, I think that's very nice. Okay, what else do we have here in the Sandbox mode? I think that's all. I didn't miss anything. So let's go to the completely new 4-deck vertical view. This is complete new. If you're an owner of a Prime 4 and have at least update 2.4 of the Prime software installed, the engine DJ software, you know some similar screen. They also provide a 4-deck vertical view, and that was like my first impression where I started from. So let's see what you can do here. You can, of course, or first of all, what do you see? Now on top you have your title and your remix or mix and the artist. Optionally, you can enable an album art here. If everything is too long, it starts scrolling as it does here. Then, of course, you have your waveform, where you can see where you are at, and the song position on the right, where you can click with your finger if you want to do a needle search or whatever, and you see where your cue points are and where your let's say loop points are. Below that you see how fast or the pitch of the song. That's now I stop the song. The pitch of the song, so here you see how fast it is, and the pitch range also. Below that you have the major information on beats per minute and the time. You can click on the time to see or to switch between remaining time and normal time. And you see if a loop is activated. So if I deactivate the loop here, you see it is displayed here, and also how long the loop is displayed here. Right next to the loop, you will find the key, and if you press on the key, you get interface to adjust the key, just like you would do on the Engine DJ software. Okay. So another little gimmick is if you put your logo somewhere, I will explain it on our website how to do it, then you can display your logo on decks that are inactive. But that's only a little gimmick. So let's see if I matched everything, if I said everything. Yes, I did. And we can proceed to the next view, which is the 2-deck vertical view. It looks a bit like the initial view of the Prime 4 with the first software versions. I think I like that view because in the middle you see all your songs or your playlist, and at the same time you see the waveforms and the song positions and every other information you need. So I think that's very useful. You can go over and scroll with your finger here, that's no problem, and of course you can drag and drop. So let's switch here the decks that I do not destroy something, and load it, just let it drop. You are able to select your playlist also, or switch back to the browser view, the full screen browser view. I will show you afterwards. Okay, a little other thing I want to show you here is a variation for the Prime 4. As I said, the VU meter is very important. So if I switch here to the Prime Go mode, you can see a very nice full screen or large VU meter to see how good your gain is adjusted. And of course, again, your effects section. By the way, the effects section has been adjusted so it can support 4 channels. Prime Go comes with 2 channels only normally, and I adjusted it to make it available for 4 channels also. But then you may need also some customizations regarding the button mapping of the device. Okay, so that's all for the 2-deck vertical view, and we can continue with the browser. We just had the chance to have a quick look into it. The browser is now in full screen. You have some mini decks below of your active decks, meaning that you can see at the same time during the song decision process how far your current song is or when it will end. And you have some other adjustments here. You have more buttons on the right side, and I will show you the first very interesting button, which is the preview button or the pre-listen button. Virtual DJ has a feature called pre-listen, and if you press that one, the song that is currently selected will be played on your headphones. So the background music didn't change because that's the master, of course. But if you enable that mode, you can listen to that song directly. And this is a very high and big waveform meant to be used with your fingers. So you can go over with your finger and search very quickly in the song. If you go down, it will directly load the next song and continue on the song position you had selected before. So you can go very fast through your playlist and select the next song. And this is of course also possible if you press with your finger. Let's say you want to load that song to some deck. Let's do it. Then, by the way, the browser closes and the Prelisten overlay is removed and the song is loaded directly. So you can continue to adjust it for mixing. But there are more buttons, so let's see what is there. Also, I have a button, or let's say you're in the situation and you pre-listen a song and you say, no, that song won't be played today or this evening. Would be great if you can mark it somehow that it will not attract your eyes anymore. So you can press this red minus and it is marked directly as played. If you missed that or did this or did not meant, or you did not meant to mark it as played, then you can press again and it will be marked as unplayed as before. And the other buttons here are somehow similar. This blue button just colors the track. So if you think, oh, that's a track I want to play, but not now, maybe later in the evening, but I do not want to miss it, then you can mark it as blue or maybe dark green. That's for the workflow, I would say. Another thing is, the situation is you're mixing new songs, maybe from some streaming source, and you say, oh, I want to give that song a rating of 4, or I want to tag it as something, and then you have to move to your desktop or to your laptop and do the tag editing. Wouldn't it be great if you could do it inside your controller? And that is now possible. So let's go over and press on this information button. And this information button will display the song information next to the playlist. So it, as you can see, it just changes. And there you have little drop downs. So let's say, or the rating. If you say, oh, this is a 3-star or a 5-star song, or I want to add or remove a tag, you can directly do this with your finger on your controller, which is awesome. Or if you think that's not melodic house and techno, that's something different, maybe this is tech house, then you can switch back to some other genre directly in your controller. I think that's awesome. And by pressing the information button again, it just removes. And as you had it before, on the top you have buttons to add a song to a side list or to the auto playlist. Okay, I think that's all for the browser. Yeah, that's it. Coming to a different problem. Let's say you play B2B with somebody and you're not so sure about the song your colleague is playing currently. You do not know how the song will end, when does the bass drop, when does the mellow end, and you would like to listen to the end of the song before it reaches the end. Of course, you can load the same song to another deck and go there, or you can use the Sandbox mode coming with Virtual DJ. And this Sandbox mode allows you to go through the through the song that is currently playing on the master out without affecting the master out. So you can listen to the song and skip and go to other positions, give cue points and whatever by listening to the song over the headphone, but the master out of the song won't change. This is very powerful and at the same time a big risk if you are not knowing that currently all your modifications are not going to the master out. So what I did here, I integrated the Sandbox mode like this. I have here a custom button you can press, but in the normal workflow I would have a button mapped to activate the Sandbox. So now I'm in the Sandbox and so far nothing that I'm able to listen over the headphones differ from the thing that is sent to the master out. But now I can use my finger to go anywhere with the song, and if I do so, you can hear that the master out signal isn't affected. But if you had access to my headphones, you would hear the song at the position of my current finger press. Like this, you can add cue points. Let's say I add another cue point here. There it is. Or set some loops or whatever, or just listen to the end of the song. After being done, just press anywhere to leave the Sandbox mode. That is why, and because it's so dangerous that the completely doing of your clicks is only visible to the headphone out, I decided to overlay the complete screen with a big Sandbox mode, so that in any case you're aware that you are currently in the Sandbox and not on the master out. So press anywhere and it will be removed. So now the song is where it was before in its endless loop here in my case now, and nothing could be heard from the master or the audience. Okay, what else to say? As you could see, I integrated a lot of new functionality, and maybe some of those functionalities may not be for you or you do not like it. So I decided in the settings view to integrate a new tab here where I put all my current settings, and I will put more here too. So at the moment you have two options we will talk about very soon, and we have a controller flavor, I call it. This was switching between those two modes. If I do it here, you see that being on the Prime Go also affects the settings, because the Prime Go has no separate settings for the microphone inputs, but here it has. So if I switch to the Prime 4, this option is gone because this does not apply to the Prime 4. So maybe there will be more controllers coming up being supported by the skin. I'm not so sure. The SC Live 2 and the SC Live 4 is very similar regarding the skin. Maybe I will integrate them also. But since I do not have the hardware here, it's a bit hard for me to test it. So the Prime Go I own and the Prime 4 I own. That is why the skin supports those two devices. Okay, then let's go to another thing. It is what is missing here? Yes, of course. We missed one option I have on the screen right now. It is the video option. So let's press yes here and go back to the overview. And now you can see that the waveform moved a bit to the right, and on the left side you have your video mixing screens. So a per channel mixer and the master out. And if I had a video loaded, which I did before, on the right side you would see the video. So let's play that one. So let's do it like this. And you can see that the video is played here in the little screen down there. Somehow it's not loaded completely, so it's a bit stucking. But if you can see that's the reason of the video. It has nothing to do with the skin. But here you can see as it is running with the shaders, everything is smooth here. But of course, you could mix between those two, and you see that the master out does change according to your fader positions. And this is not only working for the 2-wave or the 2-deck horizontal view. This applies too for the 4-deck horizontal view. I didn't implement it so far for the vertical views because I missed somehow the space. I did not know where to put it here, so I left it out at first. But if you're using the horizontal view, you have a full video mixer here. And a little other thing I want to show. For me, I'm not mixing any videos, but I'm doing all my YouTube stuff on this device and using Virtual DJ. For me, it is important to have a bigger view of the master out. So you can just click the master out and it will enlarge. So it will take a lot of space and being visible for or shows a lot of detailed information about the master out. Pressing again, it will shrink it down to the minimum level here. Long pressing will remove it completely. And that is equivalent to pressing this button here in the settings. Okay. So, and the last thing is I want to show you is something I was missing on the Prime Go, especially because the Prime Go, as the name says, may be often outside, somewhere outside. And if it is very bright there, the original user interface, but also the virtual DJ interface isn't too good there. So I decided to do a color mode, which is daylight. So the last time I pressed this one, everything crashed because I had a bug. Let's see if it is working now. Otherwise, you will find a cut here. Everything is there, so it seems to work. Yeah, the fine thing is that you now have every color inverted, so everything is very bright. What was black is now white, and what was white is now black. But this does not apply for the deck colors so far. So the deck colors are still somehow blue and red and orange as they were before. But everything is transferred to bright mode now, so each and every screen can be used in the bright mode. There's a little bug on the column header here of the sorting column, so I have to address this, but this is not a too big issue so far. And if you don't like the bright color mode, you can go to the settings, which by the way are bright 2, and you can go back to dark mode. There we are. Okay, so I think I told you everything about the extensions and the new screens. If you ask yourself, how can I get this skin? It's very easy. I will post a link below in the description, and it is hosted on GitHub. If you're a developer, you might know GitHub. There are the source codes also, and if you want to participate or getting involved in the development or find a bug like I did just before, you can go there and put the bug there, and maybe I will fix it or somebody else will fix it. So this is now published as open source, so to say. So let's go to the site. Here it is, and as you can see, scrolling down here is everything written down, what it is, what it can, some screenshots. Here is a feature list, and on the feature list everything I just told you is described by text and some visualizations. So much more information will come into this page by time, but for now that's all. And on the bottom here you'll find a how to install. You can go to the releases page here, download the assets here, the Prime 4 screen or the Prime Go screen of the latest release. You have to by yourself remove those dots in the screen name, but what you have to do else is also described here, so it's very easy, and you can fall back to your old implementation or the default implementation very easy. How to uninstall: just go to the folder of Virtual DJ and delete the current zip file. By restarting Virtual DJ, it will download the default skin, if you prefer to stay with that one. Here, if you want to get involved, you can create issues for feature requests, or you can by yourself look into the code and maybe improve something or give your ideas. And if you like to see, and if you're happy with what I've done, so you can also give spend a beer. Here's a PayPal link where you can do a donation. By the way, this is a private project, so this is only a hobby for me. So this whole stuff doesn't come with any warranty, without any warranty, so you can use it by your own risk. But since I do not modify the engine behind the screen, but only modify what is displayed where, it should be very stable. Okay, so that's all, folks. Oh, such a long video in a one take. That was very hard for me. But I hope you liked it, and if you like my content and maybe my mix videos, you can of course subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up, give your thoughts in the comments, do whatever you want, and I wish you a happy evening and a lot of fun maybe with the skin in your next mix. So, see you soon. Bye bye.